The Mustangs will put total leather to crank us up. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Louisville's offense is on the field for the first time today. And here comes the quarterback, and one thing you know for sure, with this team, as he goes, so goes the offense.
And he's a big-time talent, Reese. This guy can hurt you in a multitude of ways, throwing and running the football. He's going to have to be dialed in, though, because this defense is going to give him a lot of different looks. It's really important mentally this QB is on his game.
Got his man quickly. And he's down after the short completion. He did not make it to the first down marker. Here on 2nd and short. Fast motion from the offense. They'll give it to the back. Shakes off the tackler. They'll bring him down, but not before he put people in the spin cycle. The Cardinals have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Unloads to the wideout. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
The cornerback wasn't fooled that time. He was squatting on the out route, and because of that, he was able to transition, break on the ball, and knock it away.
Gets it out quickly. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. Those defenses were smelling blood, and the quarterback got down. Smart move. This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on 4th down. Finds his man down the middle. Tackled after picking up the first down. Offense in a split backfield. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Fires to the tight end. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. They'll snap it from the 25 here on 1st down. Off play action. Fires to the wideout. Touchdown, Louisville! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown, everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Mustangs offense will go to work for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
You know, we joke that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
Yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they sell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, or they get good matchups. And, man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
1st down, 10 yards to go. Handoff from the shotgun. Still running at the 40. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Catch in the middle. It's Peppers. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Ball's down to 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this third and short. Trying to pick it up on the ground.
You know, this is a running back who wants the ball, and he wants the offense to run through him. Really nice job there on the third down of this opening drive for his offense. I can't wait to see what kind of game this guy's going to have.
They'll throw it on first down. Firing to the right, complete. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
And I think you're seeing these guys in every offense now. These littler guys, they're so quick, it's hard to get a hand on them. Run crisp routes. You can throw it short, you can throw it long, but they're just big-time playmakers. You've definitely seen an emphasis shift towards smaller wide receivers with some serious skill.
Can't get him to the ground. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. So close to cashing it in for this offense. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Wide out in motion. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke, and he stopped for a short gain.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Well, they've gotten it down to the 3, but now it's third and goal. Quarterback will keep it. Striving for the goal line. Loose football. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And when you're on defense and it's wet and it's rainy, you know exactly what time it is. That ball gets a little heavier. It gets a little slicker. You're trying to get to that thing. You know you get your hand on it. There's a good chance it's coming out. Nice job by the defense forcing it with the assist from the weather.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Gets a nice surge and crosses the 5 to the 6-yard line, a pickup of 3.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
And that play is essentially like a jet sweep, right? This offense is going to run the football conventionally. They'll do it between the tackles. They'll do it outside. But there's a lot of different creative ways they can get their playmakers the football in the running game.
Oh, look out. There he goes. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
Quick strike complete. And he tried to string out that run, but there was nowhere to turn it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds for a loss. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Back to the air one more time. He makes the connection. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Now on 3rd down for this offense. From the gun, wants to pass. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete. And the Cardinals line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. Ball security going to be paramount this time, Jesse.
Yeah, and sense of urgency, too. They're trailing in this game right now. The turnover wasn't great, so, David, they really got to be able to put something positive together on this drive.
Put something positive together, be aggressive, but don't be reckless. Can't have any more of those turnovers.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Makes the catch. It's Coffee. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Completion a little short of the sticks. It's second down. They'll go to the ground. Tackle is made after the first down.
You know, you start day one of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a first down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs when you need it.
The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. On second down, looking again to throw. Grabbed over the middle. It's Peppers. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Third and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? Here's the handoff. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. That's caught. It's Davis. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. From the gun, they'll try the middle.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
And the Mustangs will snap it on 1st and 10. Boy, did that one have revolutions on it, but it's incomplete. They'll line up for a second down play. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Right on target this time. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Going up top on first down. Gets it out fast. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit. Let's keep going.
Couldn't pick it up on second down. Now they need a couple on third down. To the ground to try to move the chains. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Mustangs!
And I love that this offense stuck to it. Stuck to the run game, didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They're bringing heat. It's complete to the right. Brought down at the 47, but not before he ripped off 15. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Flips it out in the flat. Breaks the tackle. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half. One more snap coming before halftime. He wants to pass it on second down. On the move and looking deep. And he's got it inside the 20. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. Cardinals will boot it away to start the second half. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Still looking on the move. He'll just throw it away, and it'll be fourth down. The Mustangs will send out the punt unit. A low line drive and not his best work. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing that get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going.
And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
I know this defense feels like they missed some opportunities. Yeah, they had 2 sacks their last game out, but they feel like they left a bunch more out on the field, and they wanted to try to get to the quarterback in this game. That was finally the first time they registered a sack so far here. Curious to see how this pass rush looks the rest of the way.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Keeps looking downfield. Bulldozes his way through. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Cardinals will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle, and maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. He wants to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Finds his man, it's Davis. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
And that's good enough for a first down.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Moving out of the pocket. He'll pull it down and run. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
And that's a really good job by this defense. Because remember, when the quarterback runs, now you got an extra blocker. Because he's not just handing it off and standing there. And they still did a good job at the point of attack. Kind of strung it along and made him run out of bounds.
They'll go 5 wide on 2nd and 8. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Got a man in the middle. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. And the Mustangs come to the line with a new set of downs. Running back searching for a hole. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. The Mustangs have taken it inside the 20. Wants to fire on second down. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on third down.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
They'll run the sneak for it.
QB sneak. Gain of 2. And that's a first down for the offense.
From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Movement here from the tight end. Leaves it with the running back.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
They fought tooth and nail through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats. He's looking for an open man on second down. Snags it. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. And this offense is so close they can almost taste taking a fourth-quarter lead, but they don't want to leave too much time on the clock for a touchdown, SMU! They've got the lead here in the 4th. On to attempt the try.
Number 20 in the end zone.
The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go.
Louisville 7.
From inside the 10, here he comes. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Using the quick game. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
And that's just a great individual effort by the wide receiver. He catches this ball way short of the sticks, but because he's able to make the defender miss, now he's able to get the extra yards and turn that into an explosive play.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. They're looking for an advantage to the right. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
How about the mix of play calls on this drive? 3 runs, 3 passes, and now they're in business.
Man, just keeping the defense completely off balance. When you think it's a run, it's a pass. When you think it's a pass, it's a run. Nice job by this offense, going right down the field in 6 plays, and now set up.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Cardinals! They'll try to tack one more on their score. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the returner will be knocked down. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Leaves it with the back. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
This offense all game long has been running really well, and I'm really impressed by how well they've recruited at the running back position. They've got some dynamic players coming into the game at different points, spelling each other, keeping each other fresh, and they're hurting this defense.
Quickly to the tight end. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too?
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Using his feet. He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. The clock stopped. 2 minutes left to play in this one. And the Mustangs will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Going for it on fourth down late in a tie game. This is a huge play. And he gets enough to move the chains and then slides to a stop. No problem for the offense there. They just took care of business.
And you practice these situations nowadays, you know you're going to go for it on fourth most of the time. 4th and 1, you feel very confident, you're ready to rock and roll, and they get the first down.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find the rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game.
Tackled, but he has a first down.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
The Mustangs will have it 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Got it in the middle, it's Coffee. Finds a crease at the 20. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Listen, we all want to get to the quarterback and get sacks, but when you realize the quarterback is going to throw the football right away, you just try to get your hands in the air, get a deflection, make him throw around you. Great job by the defensive end.
The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in a position to win.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. Touchdown Mustangs! And they've got the lead in the final minute.
And they're able to score on a drive where they had to have it this late in the game, and they look to their playmaker on the outside to win that one-on-one matchup.
Big-time moments. Who do you trust as a quarterback? You could tell this was a big moment. He threw it to his big play wide receiver. He knew he would come down to it, and now the big play in the 4th quarter for the touchdown.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be dragged down. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. And they're going to have to fight this defense, and they're also up against it with time, Jesse.
Yeah, no doubt, Reese. And this quarterback now, he's going to have to show off his poise, David. They practice these late-game situations, but how's this guy going to respond?
And I got a little bit of time to work with here, so I watch the defense, and if they're going to drop back and play real conservative like they tend to do late in the game, let's get a few shots over the middle first before we have to take that deep shot.
Kept it, and he's past the marker. Still on his feet at the 45. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle in the open field. He's got running back-like ability out in space.
Timeout is called by the offense. They have 14 seconds left. In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
You know, I feel for this offense, if they're going to get back in the game, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with chunk plays. They're going to have to be methodical and generate some first downs and march down the field.
That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
Well, defense, now you need a big play. You got the incompletion. You need one last play to keep this offense out of the end zone, and you win the game.
Coming after him. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
A loss of 5 yards on the play.
It came down to the final quarter. Clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get a close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance.